Right, hey guys, it's Weston here. So today I'm going to be reviewing some USB Type-C earphones. Now we all know a couple of companies have ditched their headphone jack already, and now that Apple's done it, more and more companies are probably going to follow suit and just start killing it off altogether, which is a bit of a shame, but I think now we need to look forward and see what the alternative methods of connecting your audio devices to your phone are like. And I have such thing today, and that comes in the form of, like I said already, a USB Type-C pair of earphones. But are they actually any good? Let's find out. Right guys, so let's cover off some specifications first before we dive into the review. So these have got 8mm dynamic drivers, they're 16 ohm, they've got a 96 decibel sensitivity, they're 20 to 20,000 Hz in their frequency response, they've got an oxygen free cable which is made from TPE, the cable is 1.2 meters long, and the earphones also come with a hard shell carry case with a carabiner clip. So let's take a look at them. So the body is made from ceramic and it feels nice, it's nice and smooth, and it feels really solid. I also really like the two-tone design of it as well. Getting on onto the cable, I've already mentioned that this is made from TPE, and it's sort of a see-through style cable with a black layer inside, and it looks pretty nice. It's also got this really cool rigid effect on it. Then we get down onto the middle split, and this is finished off in metal, and it's got sort of a textured pattern, and it feels pretty nice. There's also a decent amount of strain relief here too. Then we get down right onto the business end at the USB Type-C end, and again it's got some decent strain relief, but I will note that the USB Type-C end is quite large in comparison to a 3.5mm jack, so just keep that in mind. So now we get on to comfort, and they're pretty average, to be honest. So the included ear tips aren't really my cup of tea. They're a little bit hard, and I don't really like the shape of them. I prefer the shape that come with my Xiaomi. They just seem to be a perfect fit for me, but they actually do fit pretty reasonably because the nozzles angle in, they seem to fit in your ear canal quite easily, so your comfort overall is pretty decent. Then we get onto noise isolation and leak, and again it's just pretty decent. Because they create a nice seal in your ear, you're going to be not experiencing too much in terms of sound actually getting in to your music. So if you say you're on a train or on a bus or something, you're not really going to get a massive overwhelming experience from the outside world. So they do a pretty good job of blocking out everyday noise. The leak again is also pretty impressive. You're not going to be bothering too many people unless you've got these on really loud. Now I'm going to just cover off a couple of issues, and I found that the cables are really loud. Now when you're listening to these and you've got them above your clothes, there's a lot of cable noise, so I found that tucking them under like your shirt or something like that helps that. I've also noticed that there's a lot of noise in the actual sound as well, so when you're not listening to music, there is a lot of noise. I'm not really sure why this is. I don't know whether there's some sort of interference or something, but it's just something I thought I'd mention. So now let's get on to the actual sound quality. And the first thing I'd really like to note is just how insanely loud these are. Even at 50%, they're kind of unbearable. So just be warned. So the bass is really deep, and I mean really deep. It's got great impact, the punch is pretty impressive, and it flows pretty nice and smoothly too. The only downside to the bass is, even though it's quite potent and quite present on its own, it can be easily overpowered by the mid-range and by the vocal. So just keep that in mind. Speaking of the mid-range, it's easy to distinguish, it's fairly detailed, in-sound separation is okay, but it is quite warm and quite bright, so yeah, just if you like that then it's good, but if you don't, you might need to tweak your EQ to tone it down a little bit. The vocals are very strong, they're forward, and they're probably a focal point of the sound. It's just a shame that sometimes they can become a little bit overshouty and a little bit too forceful. Quality is fine, but sometimes just a little bit too overbearing. Then we get onto the high frequencies, and this is where the sound really falls down. It's brittle, it's sharp, it's shrill, it's very grating and quite difficult to listen to. So again, an EQ tweak might be in order. So overall for sound quality, I'm not entirely impressed. Now, I'm thinking it's possibly the Xiaomi Mi 5 I'm using. Now that both uses a USB Type-C port and a 3.5mm jack. So I'm thinking there's some sort of interference between those two ports and why they probably make these earphones sound as bad as they do. Now, hopefully in the future I'll be able to get hold of, say, something like a Moto Z that doesn't have a 3.5mm jack. And maybe that will get rid of the problem what I've been having with the sound quality. So hopefully sometime in the near future I can get hold of one of them and try these earphones again to see if I'm still having the same problems. And then I can actually determine whether it's the earphones problem or whether it's the phone I've used at present. So yeah, for sound, I'm not entirely impressed, but I'm holding my judgment until I actually get a phone with just a USB Type-C port to see if it is that that's causing the problem. So as earphones, well, they're pretty decent. I mean, they're well made, they look nice, they're pretty comfortable, they isolate well, they're just pretty much like normal earphones but with just a USB Type-C port. So should you actually jump on the bandwagon and ditch the 3.5mm jack? I wouldn't say, yeah, it's a little bit too early, and I think as more and more products come out, they're going to get better and better. So I'd definitely hang fire and wait until the next couple of generations, and then be able to see much better improvements, and obviously then the technology will be better as well. Right guys, so that is pretty much it. If you want to check out the revisit video I'm going to be planning, hopefully, fingers crossed, in the near future, then hit that subscribe button to see that. Any likes, shares would be greatly appreciated. And as always, drop a comment if you need any more questions answering. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you all on the very next one.